so that's the part of this that you know, I feel like if you tell the whole story, which is, hey guys, we're gonna tariff these North American countries a little bit, and we're gonna regain control of the Panama Canal, and we're gonna do all these things with the long-term objective of bringing everything back to here. I think it's, if you tell the whole story, it starts looking a little bit better than just, oh my goodness, this guy's charging 25% extra on everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right. Any more thoughts there?
no, I feel
Okay.
good about that.
All right. Segue into our last topic here. Obviously, we're probably all a little biased, devout followers of Jesus, but The Chosen show. Have you watched it?
I haven't.
Have you?
I've caught a little bit of it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I've seen,
All right.
I've read the stories and kept track of it a little bit, but
Obviously, I think it's a very good show. But from like the business and marketing side, I feel like they've done some pretty incredible things. It's the largest crowdfunded TV series in history. Like off the bat, raised $11 million, 16,000 donors. You haven't really seen the show very much, so it'd be hard to judge. I think it's very well done.
yeah.
A lot of like
The
Christian
production
shows,
is really good. Yeah,
a lot of Christian shows are pretty cheesy.
sure.
They went through some arbitration, I think, with
Oh, come on. Not, I mean, not all Christian shows are cheesy.
You're a big VeggieTales guy? Is that
No,
what
I mean,
you're going to?
I was kind of being facetious a little bit. But, I mean, they're all,
like which one?
actually
Like which one?
I mean,
I mean, like you have like The Passion. That's like a Hollywood
that's
production.
okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
that's not cheesy.
I mean,
but-
Facing the Giants was done really well. That was a really good movie.
Yeah. There's been
But
some
once
good
you
ones.
bring into like aspect like biblical characters and these sorts
Sure,
of
it
things
gets
and
weird.
the miraculous, it's like it can get really weird
You
really
go
quick.
sideways real fast.
So they've done a good job at managing that, but I feel like it has brought a lot more religious or biblically based shows. Like Amazon's coming out with a David series right now. They've kind of paved the way for new shows to come out. That faith-based entertainment, if you will.
Sure.
So this is more recent. I didn't even have it on the notes here. I think last week they dropped their trailer for season 5, and they ranked #1 on YouTube, like #1 trending on YouTube that day. So the strategy was they hyped it up obviously for several months, and then they made you go search for it. So it wasn't like, the emails and things that went out were all posts about it with no links. So if you wanted to go see it, it was on YouTube, and you had to search
Which
Chosen
drove up the
trailer.
algorithm.
Exactly. I thought that was really
Sneaky.
really smart.
Yeah.
But so they raised over $11 million. In June of 24, they were #1 on Apple TV. Their app. Hundreds of millions viewed globally. It's the most translated TV show in over 50 languages,
Wow.
and they're aiming for 600.
Wow.
So, obviously, thoughts on like their marketing and just kind of some. I mean, you're coming here with a very specific crowd you're targeting initially.
Sure.
Obviously, like a Christian community. Not many people are going to be interested in it off the bat. Raise all this capital, come through, and now they're in season 5, and kind of definitely had to shift multiple times, and had some issues with their like the producer Angel Studios and different things like that. Just kind of some like thoughts on their marketing and
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job with the way that they've gone about it. To take it from a Christian perspective, I think it's sad that we can only raise $11 million. I mean, some of these, you look at the production on some of these Marvel and Disney productions, and hundreds of millions of dollars. If there's an appetite for that type of content, the number it's high. Crowdfunding that much money. I mean, from a strategic standpoint, I think every show should be crowdfunded. If you want to see it, you pay for it.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff gets made. I mean, the business of Hollywood is trash.
and it's completely free. That's
Right,
the thing,
right.
too. It's like they're
Right,
not
right.
charging
But
anybody to watch
that's my
it.
point. Is like, I mean, they'll make these movies and lose $20 million because nobody wanted to see Kevin Costner in Waterworld. Like, it was trash. If you would have said crowdfund it, and then #1, you're invested literally, and so you're going to go watch it. So the strategy is really good. I mean, Indiegogo, what's the other one? Kickstarter. Those kind of brands have done a really good job of like, this is a very interesting strategy that's launched a lot of great businesses. So I like the strategy side of it. The search is kind of cool how they did that. That could have blown up in their face just as well as it worked. So I think it's one of those where it's like you're playing Monday morning quarterback a little bit. I could tell you 100 times where that probably would not have worked so well.
Yeah.
But they've done a good job with it. I always caution on this kind of stuff, which is like, especially if you're a believer, this is supplementary, not a replacement for.
Sure.
And so this isn't, this is something where you get a better picture of the life of Jesus Christ so that you can go study it, learn from it, and live it out. This is not just an educational piece. I always get concerned with this kind of stuff that we turn Jesus into a character, not a person. So just being careful on that side. That'll be my Christian rant. I'm done there for now. But the marketing is been very, very impressive with the amount of money they've had to work with. And I think it comes to, which is a biblical principle, which is good stewardship. They've been good stewards with what they've had. It's the greatest story ever told, so they started from a really good place there. But I think they've done a good job. I think there's room there where more Christians, if you want this kind of content, is something you want to be a part of. 11 million feels light to me. I feel like they could have done more.
Well, I think they had some metrics off the bat, and I don't confirm this, but I think they had certain percentages that they were going to pay back people.
Oh, I see.
That invested before the
maybe like
creators,
maybe like a tenth.
Well, it was like 150 or some percentage that you were gonna make before any of like the producers took any profit.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think a couple things. One, it's the fifth season.
Yep.
So I think the marketing was at the right time. I think that's the one thing with marketing. Like people try so many different things, and they're like, "Well, this company did this. Maybe we should do that." And it's like nobody even knows who you are. Why would they go searching for you? Like we're gonna make it hard for you to find our stuff. Well, like that's not a good idea when you're in stage 1 of business. We're gonna be incognito. You can't know. You don't know where we are.
I think it's a. And again, if Christian people don't want the content, I'm good with it. Like if it's something you don't need, no problem. I just look at it like, I don't know. I'm like, as Christians, I think we take success too easy.
Yeah.
Like $11 million is a lot of money. It's not that much money.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot, but I mean, some people took haircuts to put that together. That cost more than $11 million to put together. And I just, from the standpoint of like, if we're gonna believe in it, we're gonna do it. I should certainly hope that like, if this thing is gonna become a tool to show people who Jesus was, we certainly could do a little bit better than $11 million.
Yeah, I guess as a Christian, for me, I'm tired of playing behind the ball all the time. Like I'm tired of like everything that we celebrate is like, it would be laughable if it was Hollywood,
right?
Like, but we celebrate it as Christians. Like, woohoo, we did it, we got here. It's like, why aren't we the top? Like, why aren't we the one that Hollywood wants to be like? And I think that's what frustrates me the most. Like, I was listening to a podcast this morning. And it was like, had all these like real big names on it in the world. And it's like, success happens when you become obsessed.
Yeah.
Like obsession is a very, very like equalizer to like getting successful, like your obsession is. And so like, I just wonder how much like, Christians, I don't know how obsessed Christians are with being a Christian.
Yeah. Perfect analogy. They made a movie years ago with Russell Crowe and it was Noah. Completely sacrilegious.
Yeah.
There was nothing like they made like a mockery almost of the Bible in this movie. I guarantee you they spent more than $11 million. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
And that's the part where it drives me a little crazy, which is like, hey, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. Let's all get in behind it and let's push this thing. I know there's reasons why people don't, and there's some people who are against it, some people are for it, and that's all fine and good. But man, I mean, if it's making the impact that it seems to be making, the other thing to keep in mind is, I mean, there are still a majority of people, especially in the U.S., who would at least profess to be Christians, who would at least look at something like that. So I think their audience is better than we would maybe guess. But at the same time, man, I hear that number and it's like, it's a lot of money, but we could do better.
Be more. Here, I got a question for you. Can we all agree that there's two real sides? We were with Patrick Lencioni last year, me and Ryan Pineda were, and he said like the world has really gotten to the point where there's two sides. There's no more in the middle. You're being forced to be on one side or the other.